Mr. Speaker, during his press conference on February 15th, the Prime Minister said that the Attorney General had the responsibility to speak up. We know that she did so. She told the Prime Minister and to the Finance Minister. She spoke to the Clerk of the Privy Council and many other people in his office to stop. How can he maintain that she didn't speak up? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, we heard hours and hours of testimony for all the people involved in this affair, including 4 hours of testimony from the former Attorney General, who we gave her an unprecedented waiver to speak fully about this case by waiving solicitor-client privilege and cabinet confidence. We know it's important to hear all different viewpoints, and they were heard. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
There's the Prime Minister's viewpoint, and there's the truth.
Yeah.
After all of that, there's still massive inconsistencies between what the Prime Minister has said and what testimony has shown. So I have a very, very simple question for the Prime Minister. When was the first time the Prime Minister spoke to the Clerk of the Privy Council after the 19th of December phone call with the former Attorney General?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, both my office and the clerk himself have confirmed that I did not get a debrief on that particular conversation. Mr. Speaker, but what we see once again is the members opposite trying to talk about anything other than the economy, the budget, the canola challenge that our Western farmers are facing right now, the kinds of things that matter to Canadians. It's been 339 days, Mr. Speaker, since the member opposite promised Canadians he'd soon release a climate change plan, and we're still waiting. No wonder he doesn't want to talk.
My honourable friend from Lac Mégantic Érable should not interrupt when other people have the floor. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I didn't ask if he got a debrief. I asked when the first time he spoke to the Clerk of the Privy Council was after that phone call. So I'll try it a slightly different way. Did the Prime Minister know anything about that phone call between the Clerk of the Privy Council and the former Attorney General on December 19th? Yes
what do we know?
Or no?
Honourable Prime Minister.
There have been hours and hours of testimony at the Justice Committee by a broad range of actors in this, including by the former Attorney General herself, who was given an unprecedented waiver that allowed her to speak fully on matters regarding SNC-Lavalin and her time as Attorney General. I can understand that the members opposite want to stay on this and not want to talk about the fact that they have no plan to fight climate change, that they have no plan for the economy, that they have no plan for ensuring jobs of the future, that they continue to need to play politics.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition. Order.
Mr. Speaker, he can't answer a simple yes or no question. There are only two options. Either he knew about it or he didn't know about it. So, once again, did the Prime Minister know anything about that phone call on December 19th between the former Attorney General and the Clerk of the Privy Council? There's only one option. Is it yes or is it no?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
We have a Justice Committee that has been tasked with looking into this matter. We have an Ethics Commissioner that, for those people watching today, has as a role to make determinations about what's going on in this House. Now, in this House, members opposite are free to make all sorts of accusations, allegations, and sling mud as they will. But we have an Ethics and Conflict of Interest Commissioner who is tasked with digging to the bottom of things to understand what is political dross and what is reality. That is the work that we support. That is what we will continue.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, nobody would have to dig through anything if this Prime Minister didn't abuse his power to interfere in a court proceeding. Nobody would have to dig through anything if this Prime Minister could just answer a simple question. Did he know about that phone call on December 19th? Yes or no?
Honourable Prime Minister.
What we have right now is a Conservative Party desperate to try and stretch out a matter that has consumed.
Order. I think particularly today members should be aware of their responsibility to listen to others and to points of view they disagree with. That's vital in our democracy, as members all know, and I would ask them to show some respect for that concept. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right now we see a Conservative Party trying to stretch out an issue that has dominated headlines for the past weeks because they want to keep talking about anything other than the issues that matter to Canadians, whether it be a real plan to fight climate change or a budget that helps Canadians get the training they need to be able to continue in the workforce, that makes education more affordable, that helps homebuyers buy.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
You'll note that he just can't seem to bring himself to answer a very simple question, yes or no. And there's a reason why this is important, because from the beginning, he has always claimed that he never put pressure on the former Attorney General. In that phone call, the clerk said 4 times that the Prime Minister was, quote, firm. He also claims that he had no idea that the phone call took place and that she never brought her concerns to his office. So once again, yes or no? Did he know anything about the call before or after? It's one of those 2 options, yes or no.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
As we have said repeatedly, as we have heard repeatedly, I was not debriefed on that conversation between the clerk and the minister. I should have spoken directly with the minister. There wasn't an opportunity to do that. I've continued to say that we know we need to work better. We need to improve our systems so that the lines of communication are better open. This has been a situation that has led to concrete changes in how we move forward. But, Mr. Speaker, again, we are continuing to move forward on the things that matter to Canadians, which include
the Honourable Member for Desnethi, Mr.